And I think that our first project really embodies the spirit of Grace Hopper, because this first program, our first application, Power Prose, allows us to train our speech. And like, I know that as a woman, I sometimes am guilty of certain speech anti-patterns, like having fillers in conversation, hedging around certain topics. And Power Prose allows me to help me unlearn these bad habits through a powerful combination of speech recognition and data visualization. So I'm going to hand you over to Power Prose to tell you more.
Women are more attuned than ever to the disadvantages we face in the workplace and what we can do to overcome them. The use of qualifying phrases like this, "I'm no expert," is an example of how women undermine our own authority. I'm Hannah Weber, this is Lisa Stiller, Ann Lehman, and Jacqueline Wax, and together we built Power Prose, a web application that empowers women to decrease their use of qualifiers and increase their clout, confidence, and contributions. With Power Prose, women choose words and phrases they'd like to track, they record their speech during business interactions, and they receive personalized speech pattern analysis. Our stack featured many technologies, but a key technical challenge was speech-to-text processing. We needed to process long audio recordings, and most APIs only accommodate up to 1 minute. We also needed to provide real-time immediate analysis. An asynchronous HTTP request would only transcribe at twice real-time speed, so you'd have to wait 30 minutes for the results of an hour-long conversation. Our solution was to use WebSockets to stream audio to the Watson Speech API and promisify incremental data as it arrived throughout a recording. Next, we'll discuss how we leveraged this immediate analysis.
A sign-in user is brought directly to the Speak page. Here she can see a current list of her watchwords and add or remove words. When she's ready to record a conversation, she hits the Start Record button. We'll now be joining Julie as she wraps up her business meeting.
Before we part, I'd just like to ask if the report will include diagrams. Okay, great. Thanks, everyone.
When she ends her call, she can see each time she's used a watchword in something we call snippets. In the case that she actually wants to use that watchword, she can dismiss snippets so they aren't counted in her data. On the stop record, the data hits our backend where it's pumped through functions that calculate watchword counts, analyze tone, and generate snippets. Submitting reviewed snippets will bring her to a single conversation view.
Here, the user can view information about watchwords spoken and tones perceived in each conversation she's recorded. In addition to the speech-to-text API, we also use Watson's Tone Analyzer API. It uses linguistic analysis to detect a range of tones, like confidence, joy, and tentativeness. Speech is analyzed as text input, and tones are determined based on each spoken sentence in a conversation. We decided that tentativeness was the most aligned with our core mission, so we also display to the user a list of each tentative sentence from a conversation. To best represent our data, we decided to use a library called Recharts. It's built with D3 and React. Calculated conversation data is piped to the Recharts components, and in this way, we can effectively display to the user valuable information about her speech patterns in each recording.
The All Conversations page allows a user to view the entire history of her conversations at a glance, as well as some helpful insights such as her most used watchword of all time and her most frequently employed tone. A user can view 3 graphs here, one showing her lifetime use of watchwords, a second showing her lifetime use of tones, and a third showing these 2 data sets in tandem. From any graph, a user can filter her results. Now, a user's data is piped from her unique record in our database, stored on state via Redux, and delivered to the component via React Redux, and we have custom filtering on the component. This is updated by user actions that trigger updates to our local state to prompt efficient re-rendering. We also store both a user's currently active watchwords and her past inactive watchwords. This allows a user to eliminate a watchword from active analysis while still retaining access to past data that's relevant to that watchword. We hope that Power Prose will inspire and enable women everywhere to decrease their use of qualifying words and phrases. And we invite all women and anyone who cares about their unconscious speech patterns to visit Power Prose, try out this technology, and get in touch with us to give us your feedback. We also invite you to view and contribute to our open source code on GitHub. Thank you.
I am in love with that idea. Even I think it's such a cool thing because it's like applying like a data view to things that we do subconsciously or unconsciously, and I just think of like so many applications of it. Even if it's like not real time, it's just having that data on your presentations, on your talking. I think it's super powerful, and I think it presented so well.
The best way to overcome any habit too is to actually get data on it, actually know when it's happening, right? And so you can go back, analyze your own conversations with other people. It's a great field for this, and I hope that we see a lot more like this in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.